Have you ever been told, directly or indirectly, that maybe you're just not the chosen one? That someone else is more gifted, more qualified, or even more destined than you? Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Diane G. I'm an Akashic Records reader and an emotional energy healer. And today I want to talk about another pendulum that I use. This one is shaped like Himmel Sword from Frieren Beyond Journey's End. It's this one. And if you're not familiar with the series, Himmel is this guy. Ta-da! So, in the King Arthur tradition, the chosen one, the hero, is supposed to pull out the sword from the stone. And in his world, in Himmel's world, there's that same legend. And he used his sword in his adventures. And eventually, he and his party were able to defeat the Demon King and restore peace. And he was celebrated as a hero even long after he's gone. And the hero sword, the sword that he used, was even buried after him, or buried with him when he passed away. Or so people thought. Because when a new generation of heroes eventually went to the cave where the legendary sword was, where it was in the stone, they found out that the sword was still there. So they were mind blown because they knew that the sword was actually buried with Himmel. So why was the hero sword still there? And it was revealed by his friend that Himmel didn't have the hero sword at all. What he had was a replica of the hero sword, and he had it since he was a child. It's not that he didn't try to pull out the sword, it's that when he tried to pull out the sword, it wouldn't budge. He couldn't pull it out. It didn't choose him as a hero. And in any other story, that's the end. But for Himmel, that's not what happened. He didn't even like bat an eyelash on that. He doesn't collapse. He doesn't decide that he's unworthy. And he doesn't abandon the path that he set for himself. He sticks with his replica sword, or the so called fake sword. And he chooses to become a hero anyway. And that moment in the story means so much to me. Because so many of us, me included, have been waiting for like the metaphorical stone to release the sword, the confirmation or the validation, the green light. So it's the validation that says, yes, you are the one, and open up the path for us. But what if that validation doesn't come? Does that mean the path isn't yours? Or does that mean that you get to choose it? So whenever I hold this pendulum, I recall that story and I think about it. It reminds me that not being chosen is not the same thing as not being capable. Sometimes it really just means that the story that you're asking is something that you have to choose. Not because it was handed to you or the path magically cleared up for you, or not because it was prophesized, but because it resonates for you. Himmel knew that he was the hero, that he can do it. It resonated a lot for him. And so he decides, hey, with or without the hero sword, the real one, he is going to become a hero. And there's something incredibly powerful for me about that. From thinking, hey, am I the chosen one? To that thinking, I choose my path. Himmel wasn't the hero because a sword declared it. He was the hero because of the life he lived and the kindness he embodied, the courage he practiced daily. And, that's the affirmation that I want to leave you with. I don't need to be chosen because I choose my path. Maybe the sword in the stone doesn't move for you. Maybe the door doesn't magically open for you. But that doesn't mean that you're not meant for something extraordinary. It might just mean your power doesn't come from a prophecy, it comes from a decision. And sometimes the so called fake sword becomes legendary because of who carries it. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you again soon.